Okay, I am back now to demonstrate code 4. I have already taken a position on the US dollar SGD short, just keeping it low, 500,000, not playing it very big. It's 10,000 for maintenance. And because I'm not playing anything very big, this is for a demonstration purpose to show how I can get all of the codes right and for a lot of ticks. This one should be good for at least 1,000 ticks, even 1,500 ticks. And then I've got a buy stop on Uber at 40.25 and to get out at 45.25. That's $5. That's 500 ticks. Could be worth more very easily, but I just want to keep the math really super high so I don't have to worry about the exits and let it take care of itself. And then also I have gold. GC is gold. February contract. A buy stop at 17.94 and a sell limit at 18.35. That's $40. That's 400 ticks. Again, I'm keeping it really super conservative. It probably will go more than that. It'll probably go 50, 60, 70, 80. But gold can be very volatile, and I don't want to take a risk while I'm doing these videos. So I'm just going to go for real conservative $40, which is 400 ticks on gold. Gold is worth $10 a tick, so it's a lot. And I will be back to take more code 4s as they come along. Okay, code 4 for the gold has just triggered. It's gone long. US dollar going against me a little bit here, but that's okay. It's got plenty of time and it will come all the way down and go down at least 1,000 ticks, probably more like 1,500. And I'm still waiting on Uber to get in. It's going to be a little while before it gets in, but it'll get in soon, and then I'll be code 4 long on Uber. I'll be back. It is now Friday, December 17th, where I am still the 16th in the USA right now, about ready to switch over, getting close to midnight, 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock p.m. This is 10 a.m., but it's 12 hours off. So it's 11 o'clock at night, New York time. About to get a trade here, a code 7 trade on the YM. I'm gonna take it, backing off on contracts a little bit because I've got more things I'm gonna get into for code 4. This is a code 4 trade, this is a code 4 trade. I've got more of them I'm gonna jump into, so I don't wanna use all the money I've got. But I'm going to go ahead and take this trade with 5 contracts. 35,662, let's confirm that. That is confirmed. Let's go ahead and place it. Sell stop. And then we'll put an exit on it. We're just going to put 80 ticks again. Keep the math really super high. 662, that would be 562, 582. 582. 662 would be 562, 72, 82 for 80 ticks, 5 contracts. Thing looks good on the chart. Transmit it. All right, this will be for a code 7 trade. It looks like it's going to go short here. And quick 80 ticks, this one should be for. And then I'm still looking at getting into Uber for the code 4. And also, we are also going to get a code 5 signal. And I'll calculate that and see where that is. I can also take that one as well. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, I've been waiting for a code 7 trade to go through, and now it looks like we're going to get a code 6 trade to go short. So I'm going to readjust the entry price. Sell stop will be placed at 35,000. Instead of 662, we're going to get in earlier at 703 on a code 6. Okay. Sell stop has been adjusted now. We're going to go for more ticks. Now, I'm going to calculate this because this is what's going to happen. This is going to go code 6 short, and then it's going to go code 7 short. When it goes code 7 short, it's also going to go code 5 short at the same time. So we can go with a code 5 signal, which is 200 to 400 ticks. I'm going to go for 200 ticks because the math is very good for it, considering that we have all these codes together that are all going to trigger together at almost the same time. So it's kind of like a setup for it to really drop down really good, and should be able to hit 200 ticks relatively easily. I'd say math on it is about 85% roughly, which is very good math to hit 200 ticks. So anyway, I will be back to show the progression and the outcome of this trade. Also still in code 4 trades, code 4 on the US$SGD and code 4 on gold GC. This code 4 is a very large code, so it takes time. It's not something that happens in a day or 2 or 3. It takes time. And but as you will see, the code 4 is maybe the best code of them all, depending upon your goals. But also, I'm still getting in on Uber to go long. However, that may change now. If this thing does start going down, the YM does start going down, Uber would actually likely go short instead of long. So I would change it to, I would add an order to sell stop on Uber, which I may do soon. And then I can cancel this one. Or I can keep it until the other one goes through, and then I could cancel it. And then I'll be code 4 on Uber, and I've got code 4 on gold and code 4 on the US dollar. Soon I'm gonna go code 4 on Bitcoin. And I missed the HSI, it's already gone code 4 short. It'll be good for 1,000 ticks. And the Australian dollar, US dollar has already gone long. So has the Euro US dollar, it's gone long. In other words, dollar's going short. And code 4 short. So anyway, I will be back. Okay, so I'm gonna go for 200 ticks from my entry, which will give me a really good buffer, mathematically speaking, using the code in the code 5. If I want to push it for more, I could, but I'm going to increase the math this way at the same time taking a 200 tick trade. I would say the math would increase perhaps, well, it's plus 90%, but, or I mean, it's right about 90%, I think, something like that. So let's put it at 503. Okay, so for 200 ticks from my sell stop, 35,703, 200 ticks will be 503. Checking it on the chart, you can see down here, everything looks good, update it. Okay, so this has turned into a 200 tick trade by virtue of, first we're going to get a code 6 signal, assuming it does go short. You know, it is a possibility it could go long still, at which point I would make a long entry for it. But let's assume it is going to go short. They usually always do when they set up like this. Where they're all back to back, they usually always go in the obvious direction. When you can see it, the codes on the chart, you can see it, how they're just going to break through, boom, 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 and go. And it's going to drop out. So first we're going to get the code 6 short. Shortly thereafter we'll get a code 7 short, and at the same time we're getting a code 5 short. It doesn't happen all that often. And when it does, this is kind of like a setup where you know it's going to make a pop. Now, if you wanted to go for 400 ticks, it's times like this for you to do it. This is code 5 is good for 200 to 400 ticks. So if it looks good on the chart, for instance, like let's say the daily or something like that, the longer term chart, if it looks good, they're worth for going for. Or you can use a better system than that. If you know the code 5, you can know what it's going to do. Of course, I do know the code 5, and we're going to be taking a code 5 entry. Actually, we're taking a code 6 entry, but we're going to write it down, and then it's going to go code 5. It's almost guaranteed that that will happen. So anyway, it's going to be a really easy trade for 200 ticks. With very high math, I'd say close to 90%. I'll be back. And when I say 90%, what I mean is that if it goes down and it enters me into the trade at 35,703, then it's 90%. But right now, it's not 90%. I couldn't even put a percentage on it. It'll either go short or it'll go long. So right now, it looks like it's going to go short to me, and I believe it will. I'll come back. Okay, the trade has gone through on the YM, short 5 contracts, and this will be for 200 ticks here. I don't think it's going to take that long, perhaps a few hours. Actually, it might wait until the market, actually it probably will wait until the market opens, so it's going to be a little while longer, two more hours. 2 more hours till the market opens, and then it will go. So let's say 3 hours, it should make it to the 200 tick exit. Anyway, these are, US dollar is code 4, gold is code 4. Those are to hold for a while, almost to the end of the month pretty much. And this is just this is a code 6 and a code 7 and also a code 5 signal. That's so far only a code 6 signal, but the code 7 and code 5 will go through. So it's going to drop out here. I could possibly go for more, like 400 ticks, but I'm going to keep the math high and just go for the 200 ticks here. Anyway, I'll come back. Okay, it has now gone code 7 short and code 5 short. So the signals are confirmed, and now it's just a matter of it making it down to the exit. The math on it is, I would say it's a pretty solid 85% that it will hit 200 ticks. It's a possibility it could come close, like 180 or something like that, and not quite hit it, and then go back the other way. It could happen. So best to play, protective when you start getting close to the exit, and it doesn't quite hit and starts wanting to reverse. You could exit there if you wanted to, but keep in mind now that you always have control over it by your exit. And if you just keep the math really high, if I wanted to up the math a bit, let's say I wanted to get 90%, I could back off a little bit, another 50 ticks, and go for 150. 150 ticks is about 90% math. 200 ticks, about 85%. So it's really good math. I mean, when you think about it overall, it's really super, super good math. All you do is just win mostly on all your trades. Mostly when you don't win, it's because it went shallow and it went back the other way. Always you got to play a break even on those. But you don't really need to. When I say it's high math, most of the time it's not going to make it. You can afford to lose once in a while. 10% of the time you can afford to lose. No problem if you're winning 90% of the time. So just makes a small little dent in your account and you go right back to winning again. Anyway, I'll come back. Trade moving down pretty good. Still got a ways to go though. Okay, trade has made it down 100 ticks so far. Still got 100 more to go, and I will be out for 200 ticks. Again, math is high on this one. because we're not only in a code 6 and code 7, but also a code 5, all coming at relatively the same time. Whenever they do something like that, they generally tend to move very well. So 200 ticks is actually a little bit on the conservative side, especially considering that I'm not even going for the full 200 ticks. I'm going from 200 ticks from my position on code 6. This increases my math even more. So I'm really looking at a solid 85%, maybe even 90% math on this one. 200 ticks, which is really good, to have that kind of math on those kind of ticks. Anyway, I will be back. Okay, starting to get close to the exit here. It's making a good move down. Let's see if it's going to go do it. Market's about to open up here in 50 seconds. 40 seconds it was. Now it's at 30 seconds, market's going to open. Already making a good move, coming down towards the exit. Now when the market opens, it could make a radical move up, and I could go ahead and get out. Don't need to do this, because it should make it mathematically. So if you turned your back on this trade, it should make it. But, okay, here we go. Here's the market open. Let's see what it's going to do. I'm not just going to take it if it pops up. I'm not just going to get out, because mathematics is good. It's going to make it. And it only has a little bit further to go. So I'm going to hold this one. I think it's going to make it. It came really close though. It came down to 28 and just needs to go to 03. But it should go even lower than where my exit's at. It should go about 50 ticks lower. Maybe only 40 ticks lower, but somewhere around there or more. Anyway, I will come back shortly. There's a good chance it's just going to come back down and then go hit the exit. And then it may pop back up after that. You never know, but that exit has got a high mathematics on it. Okay, I'll come back. Okay, it looks like it may be going for the exit here. See if it drops out. I think it's going to take a little bit longer. I'll come back. Forgot to check it. I only have 5 contracts on this one, so I need to change the quantity down to 5. I could also do my position. That way, if I do get out at market, which I don't need to do, don't plan to do really, I've got it at the right contracts. These are little mistakes you don't want to make. Okay, it's going for the exit now. Little mistakes you don't want to make. And you have to practice and make the mistakes, and then you stop making them after you keep making them. But they're little mistakes that are easily made. Okay, going for the exit here. Just got a little bit further to go. Almost hit me down, went down to 11. Okay, here we go. Come on. Still not getting me out yet. It hit, but it didn't go off because it's at limit. Okay, there it goes. All right, so out for 200 ticks using code 6 as entry, and then seeing that it was also a code 7 signal. Actually, first I went for a code 7 signal, didn't I? And then I saw that code 6 had triggered, so I said, okay, let's take the code 6. And then the code 7 would go off, and dropping out pretty good there. And then also the code 5. So we had all these codes. That's why I went for 200 ticks on this particular one. Anyway, I'll be back for more trading, but my plan from here is to hold these code 4 trades until they reach this one, US$SGD. I'm just going to go for 1,000 ticks. And on gold, I'm going for the exit of 1835, 400 ticks. And I also plan to get into Uber, but it still has not triggered yet. Not moving very much. This thing's really moving good, huh? Not moving very much on Uber right now. And currency's not really moving very much either. But they will. They will. It's just going to take some time. This is a code 4 trade. And this takes time. It's going to take till the end of the year, basically, for it to make it. Or sometime before the end of the year. How about that? It could happen in 10 more days or 5 more days it could happen, but before the end of the year. Anyway, I'll be back for more videos.